I will now call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Texas Southmost College District. Trustees present, Ms. Delia Saenz, Dr. Norma Lopez Harris, Dr. Tony Zabaleta, Ms. Alejandra Aldrete, Mr. Edward Camarillo, Mr. Edgar Garcia should be on his way, and myself. Also present is our president, Dr. Jesus Roberto Rodriguez. And I'll call on Dr. Zabaleta for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Dr. Zabaleta. Public comment? Okay. Before I call on the president, I'd like to give you a chair's report. We've had an exciting time. Since we last met, I had the honor of participating in the State of the City event. We hosted the event at the TSC Performing Arts Center, and Texas Southmost College was featured in one of the partners' videos. We continue to enhance our relationship with the mayor and the commissioners, and I'd like to report that that's going rather well and to the advantage of TSC. It's nice to see that for once, this commission understands that we need to be at the table and because of the respect that they have for you, Mr. President. I'm glad they're including you in everything because that's the benefit to the college.
Thank you.
I also like to thank Vice Chair Science, Dr. Lopez Harris, Trustee Camarillo, and Trustee Garcia for participating in the State of the City and help us represent. It was a nice event. A little long, but it was nice. It was nice. And then we went to the historic run. Who ran? It was, well, who participated? I just said, I participated. That was. That was. Hey, you dare to participate, right? As part of the 100th anniversary celebration, we held a historic run that was such a success. And I realized it was a success when people were calling me and saying, we can't register anymore, it's full.
It was sold out.
And I was like, can it be sold out? It's outside, it's just running, right? But I think we were sold out of
Yep.
the T-shirts and the
Medals.
and all that stuff. So anyway, but it was a fun event. I don't know what did you do? The 5K or the half marathon or the, I know there was a relay as well.
I did the 5K
Excuse me.
in 36 minutes.
Pero te faltó decir, I was whatever number for my age.
My age group, I was number 6. Woohoo!
So thank you to all the employees and the coach that put all this together. And I also thank Mr. Camarillo, Trustee Garcia for participating, and of course, Dr. Harris for actually participating. And to give the Secretary Lopez Harris for participating in the 5K. So thank you. And then we go to the Diamond Gala. What a beautiful event that
God.
was. The food was excellent, the music was good, the company was great, everybody seemed to be happy. We raised, how much did we raise? 390, what? Dr. Garcia?
385.
385? You know, it was funny because I was waiting, and I knew that if we didn't make it, my son was gonna make it. Make it, right? So, but I kept waiting, and then he says, whew, I said, what? And then I wanted to bring it down. Because he had said, you're going to make your goal tonight. So I knew there was something in it, so. Ah. You could have let Renee do it.
Oh, now you told me. Renee.
It was a fun event. I was very honored that all my kids came, and it was a different feeling to have them all here. So anyway, thank you for all the participants, but thank all of you that put this together. And when I say this is a family, I see it in every event. In every event, there's no roles, there's just workers all together. And from maintenance, from facilities, it was an amazing event. And Dr. Garcia, thank you for putting this together, because you're the glue that holds it together. And that's my report. I'm going to pass it over to the president to see if he's got better things to say than I. I doubt it.
I doubt. Some of them, it was good. That's good. Well, thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, trustees. I would like to begin my report with the good news that the Texas Southmost College Police Academy Training Provider renewal application has been approved. This approval followed a successful audit process where our team, under the leadership of Dr. Angelica Fuentes and Cristobal Abrego, demonstrated full compliance and readiness. Due to the strong work and performance of the program, TSC has been renewed to continue serving as an academy training provider for an additional 2 years. Under this renewal, the college will continue offering the basic peace officer certification and the basic correctional officer certifications. So congratulations to the WTC administration and faculty for your continued good work and service.
There was
our
never
community.
any doubt. There was never any doubt.
Well, on a quick, there's more. You texted. On another note, I was just informed that our 11 basic correctional candidates tested today, and we had 100% pass rate on their TICO basic correctional officer exam. Yeah, well done, well done.
Great things are happening at TSC.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And Mr. Abrego is amazing. He's such an amazing guy.
It's a great team. It's a great team. And well, these news coincides nicely with the hosting of the Law Enforcement Symposium that took place earlier this month in partnership with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Dual enrollment students, on-campus students, and public were invited to the symposium at the TSC Performing Arts Center. The panel of speakers was very impressive, with representatives from the Texas Highway Patrol, the Texas Rangers, Special Operations Groups, and the Crisis Negotiations Unit. Now, if that wasn't enough to pique the students' interest for a career in the Texas Department of Public Safety after graduations, students also had up-close encounters with DPS, the Bearcat vehicles, ATVs, and boats, which were staged on the Jacob Brown parking lot. And thank you, Vice Chair Sines, Chair Garza, and Trustee Camarillo for attending the event. I would also like to add that we received a very nice note from DPS Trooper Yvette Vela, who was instrumental in coordinating the event. She is a Texas Southmost College alumna and an advocate for the symposium in order to hold open the doors of opportunity for the next generation of TSC students. Ms. Vela thanked the many faculty, staff, and trustees who made this event successful. Our Criminal Justice Institute, you're just on the spotlight today, aren't you, Dr. Bueno? Was also featured during the statewide conference at the Texas Association of College Technical Educators. Dr. Angelica Fuentes, Ms. Delia Canales, and Ms. Dulce Hernandez presented at the TACTI conference this year on the CJI success and innovative uses of Perkins funding. So thank you to our staff members for sharing your expertise at the state level with our colleagues. Thank you. Now, workforce training was also in the spotlight during the roundtable event Senator Cornyn held at the Port of Brownsville last week. Chair Garza and I had the opportunity to share the good work taking place at Texas Southmost College that supports Brownsville's growth. We're invited to have a TSC alum participate in the discussion. Our student, Roberto Silva, graduated last spring with a certificate in automotive technology and will graduate this May with his associate's degree in automotive. He is currently working as a technician with Toyota in Brownsville, and he did such an amazing job with his presentation. We had some nice coverage of the press conference from Telemundo, so it was another great way to get the word out about the good work taking place at Texas Southmost College. Now, speaking of getting the word out about TSC, I had the opportunity to connect with 450 third, fourth, and fifth graders from Hudson Elementary this month. I was invited to speak to them during their STAR testing rally and provided encouragement for taking their testing that week. I also spoke to them about the importance of doing their best in school. And this is actually a great age to start introducing students to Texas Southmost College and letting them know that we look forward to them becoming future Scorpions. So we were well received. I also have some good news, and news just keeps rolling in this sport. It keeps rolling, it's good. I have the good news that the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, well, every 2 years, our college must submit a comprehensive local needs assessment, or the CLNA, as part of our Perkins Grant Program requirements. Data was collected from a wide range of TSC stakeholders, including faculty, high school partners, workforce, boards, parents, students, and other community members. The CLNA committee, made up of our faculty and staff and administrators, then analyzed the data to develop goals and strategies that will be used to further enhance our student outcomes in CTE programs. After the review of our CLNA plan, the coordinating board formally accepted and approved our plan, as well as commended our team for their thoroughness and professionalism demonstrated in compiling the assessment. So congratulations to Ms. Daniela Canales, our team manager for the Perkins Grant, and our entire CLNA committee for their diligent and detailed work in completing this project. Thank you. Now, with the spring semester in full swing, our hardworking student services team, led by Dr. David Plummer, continues to host events designed to engage our community and promote student persistence, such as the Student Leadership Academy, Paletas on the Paseo, Mindful Mondays, men and women's soccer games, and men and women's track and field events. So thank you to the entire student services team for the great work you do throughout the semester. And now it is time for this month's video highlighting the activities that have occurred since we last met. Can you please roll the video?
All right, drum line, let's get them ready!
Well, in closing, I would like to once again thank the Board of Trustees for your continued commitment to the college and the communities that we serve, and to the entire campus community for all you do in helping our students finish the spring semester Scorpion strong. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. President. And now I'll go to consideration and possible action on approval of the following minutes. Regular meeting, March 12, 2026.
I so move.
Entertain.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Aldrete, second by Mr. Camarillo. No discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Consideration and possible action on passing a resolution to designate officer to calculate the no new revenue or voter approval tax rate for tax rate 2026. I'll call on Mr. Pacero.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the board, President Rodriguez, what we have before you, the Texas Property Tax Reform Act of 2019 requires that the governing body designate an officer to calculate the no new revenue and/or the voter approval tax rate. This is one of the various steps that we have in place for adopting a budget and a tax rate for this upcoming fiscal year. So our recommended action is to approve the resolution to designate the officer to calculate those tax rates for tax year 2026. If there are any questions, I'll like to answer them now.
Sir? Yes, please. Mhm.
The State of Texas, County of Cameron, Texas Southmost College District Resolution. Whereas the Texas Southmost College District authorizes a designated officer or employee to calculate the no new revenue and/or the voter-approved tax rate for, and whereas Section 26.04, parentheses C-1, close parentheses, of the Texas Tax Code provides that the governing body of a taxing unit will designate a person to also certify the accuracy of the tax rate calculation sheet. Now therefore be it resolved that Texas Southmost College District, acting through its governing body, hereby requests, in accordance with Section 26.04 C-1 of the Texas Tax Code, the Vice President of Finance and Administration, Carlos Pacero, to calculate the no new revenue and/or voter approval tax rate for the tax year 2026 in the manner provided for a special taxing unit, adopted this 16th day of April, 2026, signed Adela G. Garza, TSC Board Chair, Dr. Norma Lopez Harris, TSC Board Secretary.
And I'll move to approve the resolution designating officer to calculate the no new revenue and/or voter approval tax rate for tax year 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Aldrete. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. And we go to number 8, Finance Committee, Ms. Delia.
Yes. The Finance Committee met on Monday, April 6, 2026. Present were Chair Garza, Secretary Lopez Harris, President Rodriguez, myself, and members of the TSC Administration and College Legal Counsel. The committee discussed the following items. Monthly financial statement report for the month ended February 28, 2026. Mr. Pacero?
Thank you, Vice Chair Sines. Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez, we have for you the monthly financial statement for the period ended February 28th. In this report, we have 2 months that will present actual data for. The remaining report has the activity along the left-hand side, along with the various columns for budget and year-to-date and the variances that you see there. So as usual, we report on 3 fund types, and I'll begin with the first of those 3, which is the education and general fund. On this first slide, we have a subtotal for each of January and February of revenue, 5.4 million and 6.6 million. On the following slide is where the expenditures category begins. And we have 2 subtotals, one for salaries and wages, which is 2 million for January and 2 million for February. And then our benefit subtotals, which are $600,000 for January and $586,000 for February. The next category is the M&O, and you can see it starts on this slide and it concludes on the subsequent. And those subtotals for January and February are $1.5 million and $940,000. The next categories are travel and general institutional, and those subtotals are $10,000 and $29,000 for January and February respectively for travel, and for general institutional, $216,000 and $206,000. So the last slide for general fund. This, I'll highlight the total expenditures for the months, $5 million and $3.7 million for February. So that's revenue and expenditures for the general fund. Moving on to the auxiliary fund, which is the second of the three fund types. On this slide, we have a subtotal for January and February's revenue, which is $174,000 and $88,000 respectively. Now we have the expenditures categories on this slide, and we have two subtotals, one for salaries, which is $63,000 and $65,000 for January and February, and then our benefits subtotals of almost $16,000 and $17,000 for the months of January and February. The next slide has our M&O category, and it starts there and concludes on the next slide. And those two subtotals are $51,000 and almost $16,000 respectively. Last slide for the auxiliary fund, and I'll mention total expenditures for January, $571,000, and for February, $104,000. So that's revenue and expenditures for the auxiliary fund. Last of the three fund types, which is our bonds. So we do have revenue on this slide, $1.7 million and $331,000. And the next slide has our expenditures, which are no expenditures for January, but we do have $5.4 million in debt service payments. So that's revenue and expenditure for all three fund types. If there are any questions, I'd like to try and answer those at this time.
This item is for information only. No action is required. 8B, second quarter investment report to fiscal year 2026. Mr. Pacero?
Thank you, Vice Chair Science. Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez, we have for you the, second quarter investment report for the period ended February 28th. The report has detail regarding which bank we're investing our monies with their respective market values for comparative quarters and the interest generated on that last column. We take all the data from all 5 pages in that report and we summarize it on this table here up at the top, so we can see for the second quarter the funds invested and the interest revenue that has been generated for that quarter. If there's any questions, I'd like to try and answer them at this time.
Any questions? This item is for information only. No action is required. And this concludes my presentation, my report.
Thank you.
Ms. Science, Academic Committee, Dr. Zavaleta?
Yes, ma'am. Item number 9. The Academic Committee met on Monday, April 6th. Present were Chair Garza, Trustee Aldrete, President Rodriguez, and myself, as well as members of the administration and legal counsel. We met to consider a single item, consideration and possible action on approval of an agreement between Texas Southmost College and Cameron County through its county judge for use of the county airport for the Criminal Justice Institute training. And I'll call upon Ella, who's here to present.
Thank you, Dr. Zavaleta. Chair Garza, members of the board, President Rodriguez, with your permission, I'll ask Dr. Fuentes to give a little update on this agreement.
Madam Chair, TSC Board of Trustees, and Dr. Rodriguez, I'm here to ask you for your approval on an agreement we have with the county to use their airport for our driving part of our police academy. We use it 2 to 4 weeks a year. And for this agreement, we've been coming every year for this, but this time, I guess they didn't want to hear from me for 3 years. So this time, it's going to be 3 years, so we'll renew in 2029. you have any questions?
This is a continuation. We've done this before.
We've done this from the beginning of time. Yes, yes.
Very good, since there are airplanes there.
Yeah, yes, but we drive the cars, not the airplanes. They won't let me close to
All right,
those.
thank you. Any questions?
Thank you.
Ms. Aldrete, questions? No questions. There are no we have no questions.
Thank you.
Okay, so then
We need, we
I
need,
move to approve the agreement between Texas Southmost College and Cameron County through its county judge for the use of the county airport and authorize President Rodriguez to execute the agreement as presented.
motion by Mr. Zabaleta,
Second.
Ms. Aldrete. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Facilities Committee. Who's
Facilities Committee met on Monday, April 6, 2026. Present were Chair Garza, Trustee Garcia, President Rodriguez, myself, members of the TSC administration, and College Legal Counsel. The committee discussed the following items. 10A, consideration of possible action on award RFP 26-05 for campus tennis courts resurface. I'll call on Mr. Pacero and Mr. Robles.
Thank you, Trustee Camarillo. Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez, with your permission, I'd like to ask Mr. Robles and Mr. Gerardo Mascorro to present the item.
Thank you, Mr. Camarillo, Mr. Pacero, Madam Chair, board members, and President Rodriguez. I'd like to give this presentation, so we'll get started. What you have here before you is the campus tennis court resurface RFP that went out. Here you'll see the timeline of when we started and when we returned from the committee with the evaluations completed. The scope of work is demo existing tennis courts, basketball, and playing apparatus, install new tile overlay system to enhance the aesthetic of 2 tennis courts and 1 basketball court. We're going to add 2 pickleball courts and apply a single color gray, but that is still subject to change. Paint, primer, entire court area of 125 by 200, and then install the overlay system. Here you will see some pictures of the existing playing surface. You've got just different views from it. Then you'll have an aerial view of the same thing as just the aerial. Next slide is a mock-up of what we're going to install. We still have the ability to change if we need to. So again, this is a mock-up. If there's any changes necessary, we can still do them with the vendor. But you'll see the 2 pickleball courts on the right-hand side. In the middle, you'll see 2 tennis courts, and on the far left is the basketball court. Here you'll see just the diagrams of the basketball courts and the pickleball courts that will be installed. On the evaluation committee was myself, Mr. Miguel Cavazos, Budget Supervisor, and Mr. Raul Cano, Coordinator of Recreation Center. Here you'll see the pricing and scoring tabulations. Casa Courts out of Austin is the winning bidder, or the recommended. Here you'll see in the green the areas that particular company was voted higher, scored higher, I should say, as opposed to the other companies. This expense will be coming from the approved budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. And Mr. Camarillo,
Thank you, sir. I move to award RFP 26-05 for campus tennis courts resurfaced to Casa Courts in the amount of $215,000 plus 5% contingency to cost unforeseen events, and authorize President Rodriguez to execute the contract as presented.
motion by Mr. Camarillo,
Second.
second by Mr. Garcia. Any questions? Do we have pickleball glasses?
No? So we do?
Oh, I was.
No, it's a sport that's taking off.
Yeah.
Among seniors.
Madam Chair.
No?
Everybody.
Madam Chair, and just to reiterate, I know we discussed this in the meetings, but the netting, the actual courts, the backboard, the rim, all that is brand new, right? Not
Yes,
just
sir.
the resurfacing that's going to be done, but the netting, anything that's going along with the courts will be brand new.
That's correct, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Was that,
Item 10B, facilities update. I'll call on Mr. Pacero and of course, Mr. Robles and Mr. Mascoro.
Thank you, Trustee Camarillo. Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez, with your permission, I'll ask Mr. Ronald Robles to present the item.
Thank you, Mr. Pacero. Mr. Camarillo, Madam Chair, board members, and President Rodriguez. This is the latest update from the facilities and the projects that we are working on. Thermal plant cooling tower installation. All towers are in place. Water's running. The only thing that lacks is very minor details. We have, it's at 99%. So we're basically over or almost at the finish line, which we should be there, as I'm told, next Friday, I believe. A week from tomorrow, they should be done. Potentially, the only thing lacking would be the control system, but that has nothing to do specifically with the cooling or the towers providing the cooling water. Here you'll see a picture of the old towers. This picture of the new towers that are in place and operating. We'll move on to the hydronic line replacement project. This again is the slide that shows the problematic area that will be replaced. We started this RFP in December. Responses were back by February 6th. The committee was assembled and will be coming to the board with the evaluations complete in May of 2026. And that completes my presentation.
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robles. This item is for information only. No action is required. This concludes my report.
Thank you. I'm always at awe of the projects that you all keep going at, and it just, one on top of the other one, and they're all massive. All your projects lately have been massive. So,
Yeah, they are.
thank you
have-
for all you do, because I know it takes more than 8 hours sometimes a day, many more.
If it wasn't for our facilities team, they wouldn't be moving forward, so.
And you see
We have
them,
an awesome team.
and you see them everywhere. At the gala, those arches that were made by our employees were amazing. It was, everything that was done was amazing. So thank you for all you do.
I'll definitely pass that along to our team.
Please do. Thank you. Student Services.
The Student Services Committee met on Monday, April 6, 2026. Present were Chair Garza, Trustee Garcia, President Rodriguez, myself, members of the TSC administration, and College Legal Counsel. The committee discussed the following item. 11A, update on registration activities for summer and fall of 2026. And I'll call on Ms. Vanessa Vasquez to present the item.
Thank you, Dr. Lopez Harris. Excuse my voice, I woke up a little sick this morning. Madam Chair, members of the board, President Rodriguez, I will be providing an update on our registration efforts for summer and fall 2026. In this update, we will highlight two key areas: registration events. These are events that are targeting our targeted population for registration and enrolling them for courses, providing financial aid information for them to get them ready for the summer and the fall. And then we are going to oversee some of the marketing efforts that we've been working with our marketing team as well to highlight summer and fall registration activities. Our first one, we would like to express our high school registration events. We do have enrollment navigators at each college lab, at each of the BISD, San Benito, Port Isabel, Los Fresnos high schools, and they are targeting our senior population students. We did request a public information requests from each of these schools to give us their senior population. And we've been pulling these students out since the beginning of the year to verify if they will be attending TSC. Those who have applied, we've had registration, when registration opened, we had registration events at the high schools, which we created flyers, and we've collaborated with counselors, senior counselors, and Advise Texas at these college labs to promote on their platforms, such as Remind app, Class Dojo app, so they can share these events with their parents and their students. So we are going to the students, so the students don't have to come to campus. And our registration events vary from 8 in the morning to 4:30 while they're at their high schools. And they're being very receptive to help us pull the students out to help them register. The next events that we have are on-campus events, and we've held an early registration event. We did open up registration a little early this year on March 25th. I know we were promoting it on April 1st, but due to the SAS migration, we wanted to test out the system before April 1st. Everybody started registering, and it worked very well. So we were able to enroll close to less than 100 students from March all the way to April 1st. And then April 1st till now, we're up about 320 students. So it really increased our initiatives early on just to test the system, but also the promoting. We're also doing targeted messages, emails, and SMS text messaging. We're also going to be working with our instruction team around the institution to have pop-up registration advisors or success coaches, around our campus, so students don't have to go all the way to Oliveda and they can get the services there. We also have our registration roundups. Those are very popular, our popular events where we have families also join us. We will have one this April 22nd. We did have to alter the times. It will be from 3 to 7 to accommodate to a lot of the students and the parents who work as well. And we will be having extended hours, weekday hours, and weekends in August to provide more access for students to help register. Now our marketing campaigns. So we've been working with our marketing department to promote our registration. These efforts focus on awareness and engagement. So the first one is our radio advertising. This radio advertising, it's the demographic that our marketing department researched that would help is adults 18 to 34, but particularly strong performance among women 18 to 34. So that's the target. I'm going to play a snippet of the radio advertising. It is in English, and then we do have another one in Spanish, but I believe I placed the English one on this one.
Registration opens April 1st at Texas Southmost College. Get trained locally for high-demand careers in healthcare, business, education, law enforcement, and technology. With flexible class options online, hybrid, or face-to-face, TSC makes college work for you. Plus, financial aid and scholarships are available for those who qualify. TSC now offers its first bachelor's degree in business management technology. Summer classes begin June 1st and fall starts August the 24th. Don't wait to reach your goals. Think TSC. Visit tsc.edu or call 956-295-3600 to get started today.
So we have that, and it's pretty fast, but that is going on our FM radios right now and in Spanish as well. We also have digital advertising. The digital advertising consists of all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, also the Google platforms, just to expand the reach and the capabilities. We're also promoting digital web banners and displaying advertising at valleycentral.com, Rio Grande Guardian, Real Live Sports, which the market is our high school audience and their parents. Our Meta, Facebook, and Instagram campaigns are in-house, but so they can remain agile in changing messages if needed. And they also have through the Google advertising, over the top and YouTube display advertising. So these are your ads through Hulu, any ads through those streaming devices, and YouTube banners. So TSC is making awareness in the community. We're also working with our marketing department to schedule some interviews with Telemundo and Take 5 to express our registration awareness. And moving forward, we're also working with all the flyers that we've been working with our team, postcards. We're working to have a graphic design so we can send out postcards because we know our high school students are going to be at home during the summer, and we want to make sure that we have our parents aware of the events that we have. And lastly, we have decision days at these high schools. And we went ahead and worked with marketing and created a T-shirt design. And that is the logo of the design that we will be providing to all our students that commit to TSC during decision days. This concludes my presentation, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. This is for informational purposes only and does not require board action. Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
Thank you so much. Ms. Aldrete, policies?
The Policy Committee met on Monday, April 6th. Present were Chair Garza, Vice Chair Sines, President Rodriguez, myself, and members of the TSC Administration, College Legal, and Board Council. The committee discussed the following items. 12A, consideration and possible action to approve the following local policies from TASB Update 50, DC, DH, DJA, DM, EFB, EGA, FB, FC, FLA, FLB, FLBE, and FLD. I call on Mr. Frank Perez.
Thank you, Trustee Aldrete. Madam Chair, President Rodriguez, members of the board, the first local policy of the last few that are up from TASB recommendations is DC local. I am going to recommend to the board that you table this particular item because, in my view, and I've spoken to TASB about this at the direction of the committee, in my view, there's a discrepancy and a conflict in the DC legal language that authorizes you to take certain action and the local policy that actually tells you what the local, your authority would be. And I've spoken to TASB, and they're going to work with us to tweak that policy so that we're more comfortable with the language and the discrepancy in language between the legal and the local policy. Would you like to take that motion up now?
Yes, I move to table the following local policy, DC.
I have a motion, Ms. Aldrete.
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Camarillo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
I'll go forward with the other, I think there's 10. The second local policy is DH local, employee standards of conduct. The recommended revisions address House Bill 46, which prohibits a college from restricting the storage of low THC cannabis that is authorized by state law. The next one is DJA local, assignment, workload, and schedules, telework. Very simple. This local policy addresses Senate Bill 2615. It permits employees to telework only under certain specific circumstances. The next one, the fourth one, is DM local, termination of employment. The language related to dismissal of non-contractual employees has been moved to this policy to consolidate language related to termination of at-will employees. The next one is EFB local, curriculum design, degrees, and certificates. The recommended revisions by TASB incorporate Senate Bill 37 that requires the college chief executive officer to develop procedures addressing a low enrollment certificate program review. The next policy is EGA local, academic achievement, grading, and credit. A cross-reference has been added to policy FB to incorporate provisions related to the academic Fresh Start program. Additional recommendations require the board to establish the manner of determining grades and awarding credit as a best practice under the board's duty of governance. The next one is FB local admissions. The recommended revisions to FB local address Senate Bill 37 that clarify that the board must develop admission procedures in collaboration with the college's chief executive officer. The recommended revisions address Senate Bill 365, which permits the college to disregard course credits and grades earned by an applicant for admission 5 to 10 years prior to the start of the semester, if chosen by the applicant under the Fresh Start program. Currently existing law requires the college to disregard credits earned 10 years prior to the start of the semester for an applicant under the academic Fresh Start program. The number of years prior to admission, which is contained in the recommended policy, reflects information submitted by the college. So it shortens the time, shortens the time that the college looks back to not look at other grades. The next one is FC local registration and attendance. The recommended revisions, this policy address administrative procedures related to registration, FLA local, student rights and responsibilities, student expression, and use of college facilities. The recommended revisions incorporate Senate Bill 2972. There's a definition of expressive activities that is included. Prohibited speech and conduct includes distribution of materials in a manner that is materially and substantially disruptive to college operations. Language has been added to clarify when identification must be provided to college representatives. FLB local, student rights and responsibilities, student conduct. There's a cross-reference that have been added to policy FM to incorporate the definition of anti-Semitism, which the board reviewed a few months ago, that's required to be used in discipline in the Student Code of Conduct violations. And that's as provided by Senate Bill 326. FLBE local, student conduct, alcohol and drug use. There are recommended revisions address House Bill 46, which prohibits the college from restricting the storage of low THC cannabis authorized by state law. Additional changes have been made for clarity. And the last one, FLD local, student rights and responsibilities, student complaints. Language has been reorganized to clarify the structure of the grievance processes. Recommended revisions require the college to provide notice to students on the college's website, to clarify that certain complaints must begin at the board level, and to clarify what the board record includes, and to allow a student to make an audio recording of the hearing under this policy. The recommended action is to approve the following local policies as presented: DH, DJA, DM, EFB, EGA, FB, FC, FLA, FLB, FLBE, and FLD local policies all. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you. I move to approve the following local policies as presented: DH, DJA, DM, EFB, EGA, FB, FC, FLA, FLB, FLBE, and FLD.
Motion by Ms. Aldrete,
Second.
second by Dr. Harris. Any discussion?
Madam Chair, I just have one comment. So I'm glad we tabled the DC local. On these, for example, admissions, registration, things like that, isn't the college governed by accreditation for that? But now they're going to allow us to implement our own rules?
I'm not sure I follow the question. I'm sorry.
So on registration and attendance, it's asking for the college to review its policies, but isn't that dictated to the college based on the state?
What is dictated to the college is the legal policy. That sets forth the law that governs the particular topic. The board has discretion to institute a local policy, to tweak as long as you don't violate the legal policy, you can do as you please as a college to fit your circumstances with your local policy. So no, they do. In DC, I think there was an overlap, there was a conflict, that I've discussed with TASB. I think the motion to table was appropriate to get additional information. You're allowed to do that. The others, I don't see any conflict with between the legal and the local. So you're entitled to pass those policies. They've been vetted by they've been written by TASB. We vetted them. The committee looked at them, and I believe they're appropriate.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
I think there was a lot of work done during the committee meeting that cleared all of it up, and it becomes so much easier during the board meeting because all of that was discussed.
Yes, a lot of work.
So thank you to the committee members because you did a great job. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. And the board will not convene in executive session as provided by Government Code, Chapter 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, and 551.0761. We're now in executive session. back from executive session. Do we have a motion?
So I move that the board approves and adopt the action as discussed in executive session regarding the sale of real property to the city of Brownsville.
A motion by Mr. Garcia,
Second.
second by Ms. Aldrete. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Dr. Zavaleta, you wanted a minute?
Yes, please allow me to make an announcement for the record that longtime faculty member and historian Milo Kearney, Dr. Milo Kearney, who was retired in San Antonio, has died. He was a tremendous academic and a graduate of UC Berkeley, very prestigious,
And a beautiful person.
and a
He was
beautiful
my, he was
person,
my brother's neighbor,
a Christian and a beautiful, just a great man.
Milo.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you talk to the family, I think my brother talks to the family. Give him our condolences. Thank you. And, no, todavía no. Next meetings. Take it back. Ya me voy. What is 15? Next regular board meeting, it is May the 21st and June the 18th. And I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Adjourn, Mr. Camarillo and Ms. Aldrete, all those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Let's go. Ahora sí.
Vámonos.